Welcome to Chatting the Pictures. My name is Cara Finnegan, and I'm a writer, teacher, and historian of photography.
And I'm Michael Shaw. I'm a writer, a psychologist, and also the publisher of Reading the Pictures.
Mass shootings are on the rise again in the United States and have been dominating the headlines as the COVID-19 crisis eases. Even so, Washington seems unwilling or unable to address gun control, especially the easy access to highly lethal automated weapons. America's gun culture practically invites more skeptical treatment from photojournalists abroad.
This photo was taken by Italian photographer Gabriele Galimberti for National Geographic in April 2019. It's one of a group of portraits by Galimberti of Americans posing with their guns. The story, The Ameriguns, is a finalist in this week's 2021 World Press Photo Awards. By the way, the father in the photo is the pastor at this church in Poseyville, Indiana.
This is certainly a family portrait with the difference. You've got all the trappings of a lovely young white family. The parents are even holding hands. The children are smiling for the camera with their toys, their bicycle with the training wheels, and the toy John Deere tractor. And then yet there's mom and dad with their toys, right, in the form of the guns. Seeing those guns spread out on the playground, it's hard not to think about the metaphor of that, of Americans as enjoying gunplay, playing with guns, owning guns, having guns, collecting guns.
How often we see the world through a U.S. lens or a Western lens, but how rarely we see the U.S. through foreign eyes. Certainly there's been many domestic documentary projects involving portraits of gun owners, but they're often a lot more serious and certainly nothing this deadpan. So I really appreciate this photo for that reason. And, you really do have to see the whole series, or at least the edit that was submitted to World Press Photo, because this is one of the more sedate images of the project. So many of the other portraits are just completely over the top. And certainly they're worth looking at because the tone is so obviously ironic and outlandish, but the subjects remarkably seem like none the wiser.
The thing about the whole series, and the thing that I notice about this image, is the extent to which the project really seems to be about making what is often invisible visible. So probably this pastor does not walk around with all of his guns on display, right, at any one time. There are images in the edit of a man with his secret gun room, and you have people opening their gun safes to display very proudly what's inside. So you really get this sense of, what does it mean to make the American obsession with guns visible, particularly in spaces like churches and like the home.
Yeah, one thing that Galimberti brings out, which I think isn't that clear to most Americans and certainly not clear in the gun debate, is how much the automatic weapon in particular is so valued and such a fetishized object. Back to the photograph, though, I love how he also delivers such a white and stereotypical view of America. There's the representation of basketball, which originated in America, and the church, and the wide open plains, America's heartland, how he equates gun ownership with the family and family values. It's like the gun is as American as apple pie.